G'day guys, Shawnee from Life and Tennis. Australia has a new number one female tennis player. In today's video, I'm going to discuss Olivia Gadecki's inspirational rise to Aussie number one and the journey she's gone through along the way. So yeah, the 22-year-old has had a dream week in Guadalajara, making the final and just falling short against Magdalena Frech. I hope that's how you pronounce her name, Poland's Magdalena Frech. And yeah, along the way, Gadecki basically went from qualifiers to making the final, and in the process, starting the tournament ranked 152 in the world, and has since risen 64 spots up the rankings to a career best world number 88. So now she's officially Australia's best female tennis player in the world, which is an incredible achievement. Indeed, Gadecki has enjoyed her best season in 2024, reaching an ITF $150,000 final in a tournament prior to the US Open in Pennsylvania, and she then made a semi-final in a tournament of the same level in the lead up to Wimbledon. So, you know, she sort of had a few good runs at, you know, ITF level, and then, yeah, this run at Guadalajara, which is a WTA 500, WTA Tour level event, has, yeah, since basically skyrocketed her ranking, which is an incredible achievement for her. So well done, Olivia Gadecki. As a result of her recent hot run of form, she's also just recently been listed in Australia's Billie Jean Cup finals in November, with team captain Sam Stosur making the announcement the other day. She will play alongside Ajla Tomljanovic, Daria Saville, and world number 10 doubles player Ellen Perez. So yeah, well done again, and that's a great achievement for Gadecki. Gadecki has always been a player of promise. I mean, her first WTA Tour professional win was actually against 2020 Australian Open champion Sophia Kenin at the Phillip Island Trophy, which was a tournament in Australia during the COVID summer of 2022. There was a time, however, when Gadecki almost quit the sport entirely as a teenager. She's been quoted as saying that she basically quit for a year and a half when she was 15 to focus on her studies. So that was, you know, halfway through year 10. And, you know, she basically said that she was overwhelmed with all the travel and schoolwork, and she was struggling mentally. But, you know, after she finished school, she then, you know, went back to refocus on her studies. And this is actually a very similar journey to another very famous Australian tennis player, Ash Barty, three-time Grand Slam champion. And Ash Barty actually became a bit of a mentor to Gadecki. She was initially critical of Gadecki through that period and when she was coming back, I guess because Barty had gone through a similar journey, quitting as a teenager and then sort of coming back. But Gadecki also graduated from high school at a really unfortunate time in 2019, and then obviously 2020 we had, you know, the pandemic hit and delayed much of the season essentially, and she was just getting onto the tour then, so it did make it very difficult for her to kind of break through. And also at the same time, Gadecki chose not to be vaccinated, and, you know, which basically ruled her out from playing in the 2022 Australian Open and the rest of the lead-in tournaments. So, you know, I guess that decision, which obviously was a personal choice, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, also led to her, you know, missing tournaments and, you know, not allowing her to, you know, truly make a dent on the tour. But thankfully, Barty stood by Gadecki during that time. She ended up becoming a close friend, and Ash actually has credited Gadecki with, you know, for injecting oxygen back into her own, like, pre-season and, you know, and her career in general during that, you know, that COVID delay, you know, couple of years there. There are also a few other notable Aussies rising up the rankings on the women's tour. First of all, we've got Emerson Jones, who's a 16-year-old sensation. That's now the number one ranked junior in the world. I think the first Australian woman junior number one since Jelena Dokic in 1998, which is an incredible achievement. So yeah, she's very much a player of promise. There is also significant excitement about three other Australian players. So there's American-born Maya Joint, whose father grew up in Melbourne. Then you've got Perth young guns Taylor Preston and Talia Gibson, all three of which are within striking distance of the top 100. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before those three players, and obviously Emerson Jones, breaking through to that top 100. All in all, it's a very exciting time as an Australian, particularly when there hasn't been that much to cheer for since Ash Barty retired a few years ago. especially when you consider that our previously top 2 ranked players, Ayla Tomljanovic and Daria Saville, have both struggled with injuries and form slumps in recent times. So it's good to see these other young guns, rising up the rankings and doing so well, led by Gadecki. And as I said, while Gadecki is the only Aussie woman currently in the top 100 at 88 in the world, those other 3 or 4 players I mentioned are, within striking distance of breaking through. So I think we've definitely, hopefully in the next few years, we're in for some really strong, talented players to break through on the tour. Australia also has 10 Aussie men in the top 100, which, hasn't happened in a long time. So plenty to get excited about as an Australian. But this is Gadecki's time right now, and she's deserved it, with all the hard work she's put in from all those years ago, almost quitting the sport, almost walking away from tennis completely. So she deserves, every success that comes her way. Yeah, we wish her good luck. And I can definitely see her going a long way, particularly with the type of game she has. She's, has big ground strokes, a big serve, very aggressive player, comes into the net, whenever she can. So I think she can actually, do a fair bit of damage on the tour. But I'm keen to hear your thoughts on Olivia Gadecki's journey. And as always, like, subscribe for more tennis-related content. Cheers, guys.